SVG-TV News headlines sponsored in part by Flo.
ULP confident of a fifth term in office. TNT High Court judge rules parts of the country's sedition law unconstitutional. Iran plane crash leads to anti-government protests. And in sports, Elvin Lewis powers West Indies to series sweep against Ireland. These and other stories coming up in SVG-TV's Evening News and Sports.
That was the news headline sponsored in part by Flo.
Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV News and Sports for Monday, January 13, 2020. I am Rochelle Baptiste with the details. The ruling Unity Labour Party, ULP, is confident of winning a fifth term in office at the upcoming polls. The party held its 24th annual convention on Sunday at the Camden Park Secondary School, where supporters and well-wishers were given reasons why they should return the party to office for another term. Larissa Pugsley-Kidd tells us more in this report.
The ULP's 24th annual convention on Sunday, January 12, 2020 may be the last before the general election, which is widely expected this year. Party supporters turned up in their numbers to hear from their leader, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, who outlined the many developments that have taken place over the last 19 years under the ULP government and the way forward. P.N. Gonsalves said the convention sets the pace for the rest of the year as the party seeks a fifth term in office, which he said they will win by a huge margin.
And we got Carlos. He's a star. We got Minnie, and she's a star. I ain't saying nothing against nature, but really, you have a choice between nature and Minnie. And Minnie on the ULP ticket. Where you going? And then Luke brought Eustace down from 400 and something to 1 something. The ball is running with Luke.
Gonsalves listed some of the developments on the ULP government in areas such as education, social welfare, employment, housing, security, electricity, telecommunications, and disaster preparedness.
Far more people are working today in St. Vincent and the Grenadines than in 2001 when we came to office. And I will give you the figures. The people of this country are far better off today than when the ULP came to office. There is far less poverty and indigence. There is far less undernourishment. There is more nourishment. There is far better education and training in every respect.
He told supporters that the party remains united and will continue to work together for the betterment of all Vincentians, while noting that he has never had reason to dismiss any cabinet member. Gonsalves, however, warned supporters to keep guard against the opposition.
The nastiness of the campaign is wrapped up with the people behind them who want to sell the passport and citizenship of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and wrapped up with an Englishman who lives in Switzerland and with some Chinese businessmen from mainland China. That's where they are, you know.
Greetings were expected from sister parties from Dominica, St. Lucia, and Barbados. However, only the Barbados representative spoke on behalf of Prime Minister Mia Mottley.
At the outset, let me also wish you good luck as you prepare for what I know will be a history-making year. A 5th term in office as the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Your record as a political party has been nothing but outstanding. The Unity Labour Party is just a quarter century old, but you have held the reins of power for over 20 of those years.
At this year's convention, a Grenadian artist was present to entertain the crowd while given permission to play his song as the party's theme song.
Meanwhile, party supporters expressed confidence in their leader, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, noting that he has delivered as he said he would and that they are looking forward to a 5th term in office.
Well, for me, and I most of all believe everybody are happy today for seeing so much people have been making it here. I'm very proud of the ULP, and we all are going forward. We are going to get the 5 seats. God bless us all.
A while ago, it's phenomenal. I mean, we cannot express the kind of thanks that we want to give him in the way of education, housing, and in all whole, Vincentian in a whole, because we were so blessed with a leader.
In Rotal, youth that will come back. And my man.
We have greenhouse and so up the roads them, so everything is good.
Airport, it's a good development. Plus, they're going to make an building to something, and a new hospital too.
And he has done what he's supposed to do, and I know he will continue to do by the grace of God. And I know we are going back there for this 5th term, 5 years. 5 in a row, and I'm satisfied of what he's doing as a Prime Minister, and as a Minister, I'm very contented with what he is doing. I'm not looking for the handout, but I'm satisfied with what he's doing in the country. I'm pleased, and for the area representative Camilo Gonsalves, he's going back there for a 2nd term, and I know he will make it by the will of God.
In international airport, so that's why, I vote for that. You understand? That's why I vote for that. I vote for international airport. And like my wife is a school teacher, and then development, I do it. Yeah, so I'm good. Thank God for Ralph Gonsalves. We don't know we do it,
$10 million were approved for SVG by the Abu Dhabi Fund under the Renewable Energy Project for a 2.5 megawatt plant to be installed on Beckway. This was announced by Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves at the ULP's 24th convention on Sunday. The plant will be used for supporting battery storage similar to the one in Union Island. SVG was one of 8 countries whose application was approved by the Abu Dhabi Fund out of 18 countries. Minister of Health Luke Brown was on hand to accept the funding on behalf of SVG when it was announced at the IRENA meeting in Abu Dhabi on Saturday.
For the people of Beckway, it would be like its own microgrid, but it can goes into the national grid. I am pleased to announce that the Abu Dhabi Development Fund has approved $10 million for this project, and Luke Boy accepted that project today in Abu Dhabi.
And Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves left the state today for an official visit to Russia. He has been accompanied by his wife Eloise, the Minister Counselor at the SVG High Commission in London, Janelle Adams, the First Secretary at the UN Mission in New York, Ellis Phillips, and his security officer, Station Sergeant Godwin Charles. During the 6-day visit, the Prime Minister will be involved in a series of discussions with Russian government officials on mutually agreed issues. He will also participate in 2 forum activities, one on sustainable development and the other on climate change. Former Governor General Sir Frederick Ballantyne is hospitalized. This was revealed by Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves at the ULP's convention on Sunday. PM Gonsalves asked persons to remember Sir Frederick in their prayers for him to have a speedy recovery. Speaking on the sterling contributions made by Sir Frederick, particularly with the World Pediatric Project and its work here in SVG, the Prime Minister described Sir Frederick as a great man, a humanist with a fantastic soul and spirit who loves SVG. Sir Frederick, who is 83 years, resigned from office last year due to health reasons. He served as SVG's Governor General for 17 years and was replaced by Her Excellency Susan Duggan. In other news, 5 years after the tragic rock gutter accident, which claimed the life of 7 students from the Fancy community on January 12, 2015, relatives and friends came together on the anniversary on Sunday to remember their loved ones at a service hosted by the Bethel Baptist Church in Fancy. It was another emotional charged service as the relatives reflect on the deceased and how life has been without them. Mother of one of the survivors, Wendy Michael, said that she is grateful that her son, Max Roy or Danny, is alive today and is doing well academically. Michael, however, admitted that it has been a rough journey as her son struggled emotionally to put the accident behind him, which made her seek counseling.
It's also a challenge to me because I have my son and sometimes he still black back into this day, 12th of January. I had to carry him to Dr. Miller to get counseling. So don't believe that you, the parents who have your loved one die, was the only one who is going through emotions and pain. Many times when I go with him, all I have to do is cry. He don't see me, but I cry. And from that day, I think that will change him. But it's something that I can't express, and it seems as he himself can't express. And I am so thankful that I have him still. And over the years, he had done well. Academically, he's still in college. And I'm so glad that he's here.
For Nelsia Stay, who lost her daughter Chanstacia, it has been a tough 5 years, but she said since the accident, Fancy, which was already a close-knit community, was drawn even closer. And for those who lost loved ones on January 12, 2015, they have become more like a family. Stay said, though she still grieves for her daughter, whom she missed very much, she has come to understanding that it was the will of God, and that she also believed God kept some of the children traveling in the bus on that fateful morning alive for a purpose.
To remember Obisia, remember Ruth's hand, remember Shemron, I'm not sure, Danny, Candian. We have to say praise God and thank God that today they are here with us. We are seeing them alive and well, and we are not mourning his parents and not mourning his ones. I can't remember their names, but as you remember, you can't say their names. So we have things to be thankful for. We have to thank God for sparing their life and keeping them here so they can remember those who are gone on. We can say, I remember when Raquel did this, when Chance did this. I remember when Jamal gave this joke on the bus. We have to remember all those things. So we are not just here to remember those that have remember to, I don't know this morning if you guys prayed and said, thank God, this has been 5 years, I would have been gone. But I'm alive here today. You have to remember that.
We will continue to keep the families in our prayers. Minister of Culture calls for more support to take SVG's 9 Mornings Festival to the next level. This and other stories coming up when we return with more local news. Stay with us.
Local news sponsored in part by Flow.
Limited is now located on the 3rd floor of the first St. Vincent Bank building. They have extended their range of products to furniture, including patio sets, closets, shoe casing, beds and mattresses, TV cabinets, and kitchen cupboards, just to name a few of their luxurious pieces, all at unbelievable prices. Don't just take my word for it. Check them out upstairs the first St. Vincent Bank building. Don't forget, they still have the best in windows, doors, burglar bars, rails, and vanities. C-Star Limited, where quality and style is our motto.
A funeral service should be one that you can be proud of. One that leaves lasting memories of your loved ones. And that's where you need the New Haven Funeral Home. We are proud of the quality and class we have brought to the industry. We are proud for having trained the very first certified embalmers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are proud of leading the way in terms of live streaming of funerals online so that your family members overseas could also be part of the celebration of life. We are constantly improving our services. We are driven by customer satisfaction, and we are proud of all that we do.
New Haven Funeral Home.
Kidney disease is a growing concern around the world and here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Chronic kidney disease is a life-threatening condition which occurs when a person's kidneys are no longer able to clean the toxins and waste products from the blood or perform other kidney functions normally. When this happens, a person needs dialysis. Dialysis is where a machine takes over the function of the kidney and safely removes the poisonous waste from the blood. Since 2012, Health Solutions Inc. has operated a full-service hemodialysis facility in SVG that offers state-of-the-art equipment, courteous, well-trained staff, and a comfortable treatment environment.
We're encouraging for early detection. Anyone who is either diabetic or hypertensive and has any questions or concerns, please contact us at 784-451-2836 or visit us at www.healthsolutionsSVG.org.
Your mattress, your carpets, your office chairs, and car seats all hold body fluids, viruses, and bacteria that can be harmful to your health. At Howard's, we will steam clean your sofa sets, your mattress, your carpet, and your office chairs with heated dry steam that kills viruses and bacteria. Call Howard to steam clean your sofa, mattress, carpets, and chairs at 532-8855 or 451-2960. That's 532-8855 or 451-2960.
Welcome back. Minister of Tourism, Sports and Culture, Cecil Sesmaki, said more structures must be put in place to take SVG's 9 Mornings Festival to the next level. Minister Mackey was at the time addressing the prize-giving ceremony of the 2019 9 Mornings Festival at the Peace Memorial Hall on Saturday. Bavin Oliver tells us more in this report.
For many years, Nine Mornings has been one of the most anticipated festivals on SVG's calendar of cultural activities. And 2019 did not disappoint, as many communities, groups and individuals gave of their time and energy to make the 2019 festival a memorable one. And their hard work and dedication was celebrated on Saturday at the prize-giving ceremony held at the Peace Memorial Hall. The National Nine Mornings Committee is expected to attend a retreat in the next 2 months to plan the way forward by examining the success and challenges of 2019. Minister Minky said the creation of a corporation for Nine Mornings is one idea which can take the festival forward.
We also need to take Nine Mornings, as was done with Carnival, to the next level. We need to have a corporation established, and not just this ad hoc casual committee, but a structure that has an act that goes along with it to allow us to take the festival to the next level. And I suspect that this would form part of the discussion. Maybe the committee might have someone come in and do a special presentation on that aspect of things, so that we can have that implemented as soon as possible.
One of the success stories from Nine Mornings 2019 was the 9 Nights of Lights at the Botanical Gardens. Minister said the National Nine Mornings Committee can learn from the experience of the 9 Nights Committee.
All of the committees could have drawn from the presentation by the 9 Nights Committee. You saw from that presentation planning and implementation, and you can all draw from that, and I suspect that they would be willing to utilize how they have gone about things, and therefore they can share that with you. But from the retreat, I would want the organizing committee to come up with a 3-year plan that would take the 9 Mornings, 9 Nights, the Christmas festival, from where it is now to the next level. Because we cannot be complacent with reaching these acceptable and good heights. We want to take the festival, continue to grow it, and take it from higher level to the higher level.
Last year, Deputy Chairman of the 9 Mornings Committee, Lennox Bowman, said work must be done to declare 9 Mornings as a global cultural treasure. And Minister Minky challenged the committee to help make this a reality.
Not only the Central Committee, but also the communities. You need to understand that there are possibilities within your communities as well to make money. So therefore you have to, and all of the communities, Lennox keeps pointing to it, all of the communities have something that is unique, and therefore you need to sell that uniqueness in your own particular communities and start making some dollars from it to be able to for you to sustain the festival. The organizing committee needs to take up on Lennox's challenge of having UNESCO declare our Christmas festival, which has been acknowledged as one of the best Christmas festivals anywhere, as a global cultural treasure.
For SVG-TV's Evening News, I am Marvin Oliver.
And our news team caught up with coordinator of the Point Village Lighting Up Committee, Tamika Lave, who said a lot of hard work was put in to ensure a 7th consecutive victory for Point in the National Lighting Up competition.
Designs are what set us apart from everybody else, and we have lots of lights. We invest in the lights, and we really work on the design, so that is what I think make us win every year. A good response from visitors, neighboring communities, villages as far as Leeward End, and a lot of people who came in from overseas came up to see the lights. So we had a good response. It's not a new feeling because we are used to winning, and it feels good to win. So I just want to encourage other communities to work hard and really give us a run for the money.
Beckway placed first for their zone and for the first time secure a top position in the national lighting up competition. And according to coordinator Zani Snag, this year thousands of lights were installed and their programs were different.
Putting a lot of work into getting more lights.
And how much did it cost on average?
We portrayed Christmas in Paradise, and we had like different sections, like we had like the turtle sanctuary, we had like Christmas trees like in the desert, and we had another portion like with a beach bar.
Okay, so what was the party?
Like Christmas trees like in the desert, and we had another portion like with a beach bar.
Okay, so what was the party?
Richmond Park won several awards at Saturday's prize-giving ceremony, including Best Nine Mornings Community, Best Christmas Community, while also placing second in the National Lighting Up competition. Coordinator of the Richmond Park Nine Mornings Committee, Denroy Ballantyne, said lots of hard work and planning went into their 2019 activities.
We actually regained our best Christmas community from last year, and it was really due to some extra activities we did. We did actually the evening lights, all right, that will facilitate that. Our launch was really good. In addition to our lighting up, we actually extend our light up this year to another part of our community. They've worked very hard in preparation for our 9 mornings and lighting up. It was very tiring. Actually finished work the wee hours of the morning most of the time. Our activities would have improved significantly. We include every year a new initiative, which is for this year, for 2019, we include the goat race.
235 junior savers were awarded for successfully completing the Junior Savers Challenge of the Police Cooperative Credit Union. On Saturday at the police canteen, the students received an Amazon Kindle Fire tablet as a reward for saving at least $1 or more per week. The students were praised for saving money, which is a practice which the PCCU is encouraging. President of the PCCU, Horace Williams, appealed to the students to use the tablets for educational purposes and to take care of the gadget. He also asked parents to continue to encourage their children to save, as it will benefit them in the long run. The PCCU challenge started 5 years ago with more than 300 participants. And that brings us to the end of the local segment of the news. The regional news will continue in a moment. Stay with us.
That was the local news segment.
The Everready Funeral Home at French's is your friend in times of grief. With over 40 years' experience, they are prepared to take care of all your funeral arrangements: embalming, lowering device service, grave mattresses, carpeting, vaults, tombs and wreaths, arrangements for television obituaries. Cremation is available upon request. Everready Funeral Home offers the finest in caskets and coffins, local and imported. So, in your time of need, call Everready Funeral Home at any time. 456-1494. Everready Funeral Home, offering service above self.
Juicy, juicy, drink today. Juicy, juicy, same great taste. Juicy, juicy, the original drink. It's a Vinci thing. Get your red and banana, pineapple, juicy cola, orange or apple. Juicy for you and for your neighbor. It's a Vinci thing. Enjoy it juicy, the original Vinci thing. Juicy.
Moments
Pharmacy. Why choose us? We have all the prescriptions and over-the-counter medications, personal care products, lowest price guaranteed. Located conveniently next to the Bank of SVG on Renewable Street. Opening hours Monday to Thursday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Email us bowmanpharmacy@yahoo.com. Call us today at 456-2235 or 593-3918. Bowman's Pharmacy, easy to find and ready to serve you.
Let's face it, things don't always go according to plan. Sometimes things go wrong, and sometimes things break. So whether you're a beginner or a pro, Gibson's Building Supplies has what you need. So it doesn't matter if it's heavy hardware or light hardware, we've got it all. So whether you can or you can't, we've got something you need. So come on in to Gibson's Building Supplies today.
Make no excuse. Claim those fitness goals with a little help from Quartz. Save big on home fitness equipment when you shop with up to 15% off. Plus, get a chance to win a free spin bike. Shop today and pay nothing until March with Quartz Ready Finance. Make no excuses. Shop and win. Only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Conditions apply.
The regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Welcome back. In our news from the region now, we heard that Trinidad and Tobago's High Court Judge Frank Siparsad has struck down elements of the country's colonial age sedation legislation, delivering a 50-page judgment at the Hall of Justice in Port of Spain today. Justice Siparsad ruled that Section 3 and 4 of the legislation, which prescribe the offense of sedation, are unconstitutional. He also ruled that the legislation is not compatible with a sovereign democratic state, as it limits constitutional rights to freedom of thought and expression and freedom of the press. The novel constitutional challenge was brought by former Secretary General of the Senator Darham Mahasabra, the late Senator Maharaj, before his death in November last year. In the lawsuit, Maharaj lawyers contended that the legislation, which was passed in 1920 and amended several times between 1961 and 1976, breached citizens' constitutional rights to freedom of thought and expression, freedom of the press, and freedom of association and assembly. They claim that Section 3 and 6 of the legislation, which defines the seditious intention and the publication of such, is unpredictable and allows for discrimination. In order to succeed in the claim, Justice Siparsad needed to agree to bypass the legislation's saving clause, which precludes it from judicial interpretation, except in scenarios where it can be found incompatible with the provisions of the Constitution. Maharaj lawyers contended that the saving clause was only meant for a limited period of time and should be declared undemocratic and unconstitutional. Still in Trinidad and Tobago now, we hear that healthcare providers will need to be trained before prescribing medical marijuana to their patients. While speaking to doctors at the TNT Medical Association's annual presidential inauguration and conferring of honors ceremony, the country's health minister said medical marijuana is something the new executive will have to look at closely. We hear more in this report.
Congratulated the new executive of the Trinidad and Tobago Medical Association, TTMA. Health Minister Terence Dialsing reminded the doctors that they would have to delve into the issue of medical marijuana sooner rather than later.
How do we as a fraternity start a conversation amongst ourselves about the prescribing, the selection of appropriate patients, the training of doctors, the training of your A&E doctors? What syllabus are you going to look at in part of your continuing education program? Medical marijuana is here, whether we like it or not, and quite frankly, I think the time has come for it.
The minister also assured the doctors that their work doesn't go unnoticed, as he lamented that doctors are often blamed for anything that goes wrong.
Because it is fashionable to use the public healthcare system as a whipping boy in Trinidad and Tobago. But I will tell you from the bottom of my heart, I have your backs. I have your backs on this. Because I know the miracles that you perform every single day that largely goes unnoticed.
The new incoming president of the TTMA, Dr. Darren Dukiram, said graduating from medical school now, as compared to 15 years ago, is vastly different with the support offered by the association to young professionals.
If Jamaica is to be entangled from crime and poverty, the government has to take steps to create wealth for citizens. That's according to the country's Minister of Industry and Commerce, Audley Shaw. We hear more in this report.
Minister Shaw says the country must have a united approach to unleash the full growth of the economy. He says though the International Monetary Fund, IMF, had advised the government to close the junior stock market, the decision to keep it has amplified the growth of the economy.
We have now become one of the best performing stock exchanges in the world.
Shaw says improving the quality and productivity of workers will enable the government's vision to provide workers with access to more earnings and to encourage the spiral growth of the economy. He commends First Rock Capital Holdings for creating investment opportunities and contributing to the growth of the sector.
The real estate industry is one of the lead industries of economic growth right now. In fact, as you look around the island, whether in the corporate area, anywhere you look around right now, the real estate industry is alive and well.
First Rock Capital Holdings is a real estate and private equity company that is focused on investment in real assets. CEO Ryan Reed says Jamaica, the US, Cayman, and Costa Rica are the most ideal jurisdictions for the company.
Currently, we have $1.7 billion worth of transactions that we have now entered into agreements to execute. And these transactions, once we close our IPO successfully, we will be able to execute on these transactions.
However, a number of financial agencies, including Jamaica Money Market Brokers, JMMB, and Victoria Mutual, advise potential investors to underweigh the stock. While the potential for outsized profits exists through the development projects that First Rock is engaged in, the overall risk of the portfolio remains high.
That was all news from the region. Iran plane crash leads to anti-government protests. This from the international scene. When we return, stay with us.
Segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Your home
home is a long-term investment, including most of its features. So when purchasing windows, ensure to acquire a superior product like Kendra's double-sliding heavy-duty window, optional burglar bars, protective insect screens, rubber-sealed thick glass, stainless steel tracking system and rollers, secure and durable locking system on both panels. Inferior products on the market fail to secure your home effectively. So be on alert for inferior imitation. Key things to avoid are problematic latching locks, a poor tracking system, making daily operation of your windows difficult and sometimes impossible. Poorly built insect screens, glued on copycat designs, thin and easy to break glass. Always choose the affordable brand from Kendra's aluminum windows and products, built on a tradition of excellence.
Make no excuse. Claim those fitness goals with a little help from Quartz. Save big on home fitness equipment when you shop with up to 15% off. Plus, get a chance to win a free spin bike. Shop today and pay nothing until March with Quartz Ready Finance. Make no excuses. Shop and win. Only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Conditions apply.
SVG-TV International News segment sponsored in part by Couriers Distribution Limited.
For over 60 years, we have sought only the best beans grown in the lush hills of the Andean mountains of Colombia. Cold Cafe. We carefully select only the very best beans and roast them to delicious perfection by our experienced roast masters. Cold Cafe. Cold Cafe treats you to one of the finest coffees in the world. Available in classic and decaffeinated. A rich flavor and aroma that can only come from 100% Colombian coffee. Cold Cafe. Indulge yourself in our delicious cappuccinos available in classic mocha and French vanilla. Enjoy them hot to warm your soul or cool to cool you down. Either way, they are incredibly satisfying. So go ahead, enjoy Cold Cafe and treat yourself.
Let's go further afield now. Iranian authorities admission that they mistakenly shot down a Ukrainian passenger jet has sparked anti-government protests in Tehran. Thousands of demonstrators hit the streets condemning the Iranian authorities and calling for the supreme leader to step down. We hear more in this report.
Chance of death to the supreme leader. Angry blowback for the downing of Ukrainian passenger jet gathering momentum in Tehran. Thousands protesting just hours after Iranian officials finally admitted mistakenly shooting it down. I will kill who killed my brother, someone shouts. The vast majority aboard flight PS-752 were Iranian, the best and the brightest. Their death a spark, igniting tinder-dry middle-class frustrations. Police tossed tear gas, scattered the crowds. The anger, quite simply, Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei doesn't care about his people. He didn't pause civilian flights while attacking US bases in Iraq. The crowd telling him he no longer has a mandate to lead. Anger too, the powerful IRGC. Another big slap down for Iran's leadership. Protesters avoid walking on American and Israeli flags painted on the ground some years ago by the regime out of disrespect. Iran's leadership now facing growing external as well as internal pressure.
Iran's admission that its own armed forces unintentionally shot down Flight 752 is an important step towards providing answers for families, but I noted that many more steps must be taken.
Demands the airplane investigation be international, open and transparent. President Trump heaping on his pressure too, tweeting, "The world is watching the protests." There cannot be another massacre of peaceful protesters as happened last year. And in the midst of it all, the British ambassador arrested at the protest, held for several hours. The British Foreign Secretary calling it a flagrant violation of international law. Fallout over the downed plane now becoming a perfect storm for Iran. in the global spotlight, with international investigators poking around as domestic protests grow and sanctions increase, and Iran's recourse to violence neutered by fear of escalation. And still no real diplomatic off-ramp in sight. And at dusk today, it does seem that the Iranians, Becky, are taking a different tack. Pro-regime elements having a prayer vigil at the same side as the protest. So the message from the Iranian leadership there, this is what we want the international community to see.
Well, that's the news. Sports is just ahead, but before that, let's take a look at the local weather forecast.
SVG-TV International News segment was sponsored in part by Carez Distribution Limited.
Let's go! Turn up the fun!
With Chocolisto and its great flavor, enriched with vitamins and minerals that help you grow.
Chocolisto makes you big and strong.
The weather report sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Bebin, the diaper made with the very best for the very best. Keeps up with them on the go. With a wetness indicator, Bebin keeps your child dry and happy. For quality and affordability, choose Bebin every time.
Bebin Premium.
The local weather. It's partly cloudy and breezy. Winds east-northeast at 29 kilometers per hour. Temperature is 25.9 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity is 76%. The barometric pressure is 14.9 millibars. 24-hour rainfall 1.4 millimeters. Today's maximum temperature is 28.0 degrees Celsius. Today's minimum temperature is 21.7 degrees Celsius. Sunset today at 5:56 p.m. Sunrise tomorrow at 6:31 a.m. The forecast, it is partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy and windy with some scattered showers. The synopsis, the Atlantic high pressure system will remain the dominant feature.
The weather report was sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Bebin, the diaper made with the very best for the very best. Keeps up with them on the go. With a wetness indicator, Bebin keeps your child dry and happy. For quality and affordability, choose Bebin every time.
Bebin Premium.
LA Unique Upholstery. Quality at a low cost. We build to suit your needs. Contact us at Redemption Shops 457-0182 or Stony Grounds 453-2089.
Make no excuse. Claim those fitness goals with a little help from Quartz. Save big on home fitness equipment when you shop with up to 15% off. Plus, get a chance to win a free spin bike. Shop today and pay nothing until March with Quartz Ready Finance. Make no excuses. Shop and win. Only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Conditions apply.
Welcome to the evening sports. We hear that Irvin Lewis scored his century as West Indies swept the ODI series with Ireland and 3-0 by securing a 5-wicket Duckworth Lewis turn victory. The Windies already had the series wrapped up going into Sunday's finale in Grenada, and they were again dominant in St. George's. Ireland captain Andy Balbrin led by example with 71, while Andy McBride gave the innings late impetus with an unbeaten 25. However, the Tourists were bowled out for 203 as leg spinner Hayden Walsh 4 for 36 and O'Shane Thomas 3 for 41 steered with the ball for the Windies. That target proved well within the reach of the West Indies in a rain-affected chase, which saw them pursued a revised target of 197 from 47 overs. Lewis, who struck 99 in the opening game, was the tailsman once more as he hit 6 fours and 5 maximums in a superb 97-ball knock, scoring his first international century in the Windies. Nicholas Poram added an unbeaten 43, with the Windies surpassing the target with 64 balls to spare. Attention now turns to a 3-match T20 international series which begins at the same venue on Wednesday. All-rounder Dwayne Bravo was called up for the T20s on Sunday after coming out of international retirement. Meanwhile, lead selector Roger Harper said Dwayne Bravo can act as a mentor to boost West Indies' depth bowling after earning a recall for their 2020 international series against Ireland. The veteran all-rounder announced he was coming out of international retirement for T20s last December in the hope of playing at the T20 World Cup in Australia this year. Bravo last represented the West Indies against Pakistan in September 2016 and has 1,142 runs and 52 wickets in 66 T20 internationals. Speaking about Bravo's recall, Carper said it was his work with the ball that was key in the decision. Jason Holder is rested for the 3-match series, while all-rounder Ruffman Powell is recalled. The full squad reads Kieran Pollard captain, Dwayne Bravo, Sheldon Cottrell, Shimron Hitmaya, Brandon King, Irvin Lewis, Kari Pear, Nicholas Poran, Ruffman Powell, Shiffern Rutherford, Lyndon Simmons, Hayden Walsh Jr. and Kesrick Williams. Vincentian Desron Maloney led the way with 83 and Hodge made 60 to set up the Windward Islands Volcanoes charge to victory after losing veteran opener Devon Smith cheaply early in the chase on the final day of the 4-day match on Sunday. The pair stayed 109 for the second wicket before Maloney added 63 for the third wicket, with former Pride captain and international batsman Kirk Edwards to take Volcanoes to 191 for 2, but 3 wickets, 2 to West Indies left arm spinner Jamel Warrican sent Volcanoes tumbling to 220 for 5. Familiarity bred success for Vincentian Kieran Cotoid, however, and he drew on his knowledge of the opposition, having played club matches in Barbados, to guide the Volcanoes over the finish line. Cotoid sealed the result when he swung a delivery from Pride captain Craig Brathwaite to deep mid-wicket for 4. Warrican ended with 3 for 68 for 31 overs to be the pick of the Pride bowlers. Volcanoes off-spinner Shane Shillingford was adjudged player of the match. The evening sports will continue in a moment. Stay with us.
My sister's pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stars Pharmacy. Massey Stars Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores, Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Quality products, quality care, low prices, great customer service, all at Q-Care Pharmacy. Q-Care leads the way, providing all your pharmaceutical needs, a variety of personal care products, and so much more. Located on Halifax Street. Telephone number 451-2690. Q-Care Pharmacy, where the Q stands for quality.
Vallejo Experience, we cater for all of your psychological needs. We promote holistic wellness, balancing the mind, body, and spirit. I am Dr. Giselle Miller, CEO and founder of the Vallejo Experience. Contact us today. We are willing and ready to serve you.
Tourism has many benefits to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It creates growth and a boost in economic activities, infrastructure development, job creation, entrepreneurship, and is a source of foreign exchange earnings. Supermarkets and vendors, bars, restaurants, taxis, tour guides, hotels, service providers, and many more all benefit directly from income gained through the tourism industry. Taxes collected from visitors to our
program last January 11th at the Methodist Church Hall. The program is geared towards enhancing and encouraging the holistic development of national team players between the ages of 14 and 20. Speaking at the opening, President of the SVG Football Federation, Carl Dixon, encouraged the players to take full advantage of the opportunity that is before them, as the program can significantly enhance their lives. He said it is the Federation's goal to produce well-rounded players who will be able to effortlessly represent themselves and their country wherever they may go. A general coordinator of the program and female development officer, Tunisia Batiste, expressed her satisfaction with the overwhelming support that has been received from the parents and the mentors thus far, and applauded the mentors for buying into the female committee and SVG Football Federation's vision of improving the lives of its players by giving of their time, effort, and energy. The event had a few activities done by General Secretary Devron Poyer. One such activity dealt with budgeting and had the mentors providing guidance to the girls as it relates to how they should be allocating funds on a monthly basis. The year-long program is expected to reap great rewards as the SVG Football Federation continues to strive towards enhancing the women and women's game. An official launching of the program is set for the next few weeks. In tennis now, we hear that Serena Williams won her first title in 3 years and first since becoming a mother with a victory over Jessica Pegula at the Auckland Classic in New Zealand. The 23-time Grand Slam singles champion, the WTA title overall. Williams in her 4th decade on the dust. And that's how we end sports this evening. We'll be right back to wrap things up. Stay with us.
Bereavement or loss of life in your family could come as a shock. That's why it's important to always focus on the things that made you happy and the memories that you shared. At Memorial Funeral Home, our warm and friendly staff ensures that your experience is a pleasant one. Our sensitive staff is understanding, caring, and all-knowing when it comes to selecting your underground furniture and the things that you need to celebrate life.
Well, I am a furniture manufacturer, and I manufacture furniture for all purposes. At this time, I am interested in manufacturing some underground furniture. You can purchase these underground furniture at the Memorial Funeral Home in Metspo.
So call us at 458-8888 or 530-5694 and let's celebrate life.
Singer is a family store. We sell everything you need for your kitchen and more. Top brands and appliances, TVs, fridges, cookers. We make your life so easy. Just come in and see us. A wide range of furniture right here at Singer. Affordable beds and mattresses right here at Singer. Washing machines to make your laundry clean and fresh. Singer is a family store that gives you the best hire purchase deals right here at Singer. We'll outfit your home right here at Singer. The #1 family store. It's us with Singer.
Make no excuse. Claim those fitness goals with a little help from Quartz. Save big on home fitness equipment when you shop with up to 15% off. Plus, get a chance to win a free spin bike. Shop today and pay nothing until March with Quartz Ready Finance. Make no excuses. Shop and win. Only at Courts. Bringing value home. Conditions apply.
And now for a second look at the headlines. ULP confident of winning a 5th term in office. TNT High Court judge rules parts of the country's sedation law unconstitutional. Iran plane crash leads to anti-government protests. And in sports, Irvin Lewis powers West Indies to series sweep against Ireland. On behalf of all of us here at SVG-TV, thanks for viewing. I am Rochelle Baptiste. Don't forget to visit our Facebook page for a recap of the news and daily headlines. Also tune in for SVG-TV News in 15 at 12:45 p.m. weekdays. Have a good evening.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Women's Pharmacy, why choose us? We have all the prescriptions and over-the-counter medications, personal care products, lowest price guaranteed. Located conveniently next to the Bank of SVG on Grenville Street. Opening hours Monday to Thursday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Email us womenspharmacy@yahoo.com. Call us today at 456-2235 or 593-3918. Women's Pharmacy, easy to find and ready to serve you.
26 retail shops and restaurants open now for your convenience. At the cruise ship terminal. At the cruise ship terminal. It's a great venue to run for functions. Secure parking, great ambiance. At the cruise ship terminal. At the cruise ship terminal.
Convenient parking at the Kingstown Cruise Ship Terminal and the Geese Compound. The Kingstown Cruise Ship Terminal has 26 retail shops and restaurants with a variety of food offerings. A great secure venue for your function with a great ambience. Also, we offer lock storage service. The Cruise Ship Terminal. Convenience for you.
At the cruise ship terminal. The cruise ship terminal.
Make no excuse. Claim those fitness goals with a little help from Courts. Save big on home fitness equipment when you shop with up to 15% off. Plus, get a chance to win a free spin bike. Shop today and pay nothing until March with Courts Ready Finance. Make no excuses. Shop and win. Only at Courts. Bringing value home. Conditions apply.